is our Abuja studio in Nigeria. I'm Christine Opara. First, the headlines. President Goodluck Jonathan visits Saudi Arabia. Nigerian Procurement Monitoring Observatory launches portal. These and more coming shortly. The Advisory Board of the Nigerian Procurement Observatory, in conjunction with Public-Private Development Center, today formally launched a portal, the first of its kind in Africa. Our correspondent, Shayo Adebumi, reports.
Public Procurement Act was signed into law in 2007. Today, Nigeria becomes the first to have a portal that allows for participation and observation of the procurement process.
Policy change, advocating a rights-based approach to development and poverty alleviation. She's also been able to achieve this through various activities.
At the formal launch of the Nigerian Procurement Monitoring Observatory, chairman of the occasion, Chief Bayo Awashemu, could not hide his joy at this great achievement.
What we have come here for today is a remarkable event that is happening in the life of the procurement reform program of Nigeria government. I wanted to say that I'm highly honored to be here to share this launch of the portal, because this is the first of its kind in Africa.
He also talked about their challenges.
Yeah, this is actually, when you talk about use of public funds, it is using taxpayers' money, and therefore the process by which those funds are being utilized needs to pay a lot of attention to economy. You need to be very accountable, and then we need to follow a very robust, transparent process. And how can we determine that? It is by way of making information available. People are demanding for accountability. When you say accountability, you have to make information about what you are doing about the process available. And the people need to monitor. Even if you yourself are sending reports, it is not as good as when a third party is monitoring what you are doing, to be able to let you realize whether you are following the agreed procedure, you are doing the right thing. And I think involvement of the stakeholders like the civil society and NGOs in monitoring how public funds are being utilized, I think it's a great achievement in Nigeria.
This is the first of its kind in Africa, and with all the negative reporting about Nigeria and corruption, for us to be the first in Africa, and for us to have the Public Procurement Act in place, this shows that we're really, determined to do something about corruption.
Honorable Maitama Tugar, Chairman House Committee on Due Process, in his remark, said the Legislative House has seen the benefit of due process, which has allowed them to discover their errors and the solutions to it.
We at the National Assembly, and in particular the House of Representatives, have seen the benefits of having a procurement monitoring system, because we put in place the House Committee on Public Procurement put in place a small rudimentary procurement monitoring system as a way of monitoring budget implementation and providing information for the House of Representatives.
Public procurement is a key aspect of social delivery services and, by extension, social-economic development. Shayo Adebumi reporting for NITV Abuja.
In a bid to show national appreciation, President Goodluck Jonathan, returning from France yesterday, made a detour to Saudi Arabia. His visit was to show appreciation to King Abdullah over the treatment and courtesies to late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua while in King Faisal Hospital to receive treatment. There were no substantial facts to indicate whether the visit was planned, but sources gathered that the president and some of his entourage left France yesterday morning at the termination of the 25th Africa-France Summit in Nice for Riyadh. While details of the Riyadh visit was not available, sources learned that the visit was driven by the president's intention to lead a federal government delegation to Saudi Arabia to thank them for their efforts over the health of the late president. On November 13 last year, late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua was flown to King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center for medical attention over heart complaint that later got complicated. Meanwhile, President Goodluck Jonathan is back in Nigeria and he's expected to take the chair over the weekly Executive Council meeting of the Federation. The House of Representatives has recommended that the number of political parties in the country be reduced. This is sequel to the two-party system proposal that was turned down 2 weeks ago. Our correspondent completes the story.
The lawmakers at its plenary on Tuesday emphasized that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, should have the power to deregister parties whenever it became necessary.
We wish to say that the Commission can deregister any political party which is found to be in violation of the requirements for registration.
Honorable members made arguments and proposals on what conditions should guide the deregistration of political parties.
Mr. Speaker, I want to propose that any political party that does not have or rather produce an elected officer in every election should wind up.
For want of time and in order to have more organized proposals for inclusion in the new Electoral Act, a committee which is to be headed by the Minority Leader of the House, Alhaji Ndume, was set up.
We cannot address the issue without emotion, because when you say this, the committee should go and investigate. This problem is there, and besides, Mr. Speaker, the problem has extended beyond my state. Many members that I've spoken to concur to the fact that they have similar problem in most of their states. So I don't see any violation by bringing this motion by way of re-emphasizing on it.
The report will be submitted during Thursday's plenary. For NITV News, I am Ogodadi Uge.
President Nicolas Sarkozy of France yesterday pledged to President Goodluck Jonathan the support and commitment from the French Development Agency and the French Export Credit Agency. At the Acropolis Conference Center in Nice, President Sarkozy made the pledge during mutual talks between Nigeria and France after the final session of the 25th Africa-France Summit. Imani Boro, presidential spokesman to the president, said President Jonathan had asked Sarkozy to prevail on the French Export Credit Agency to open up more credit lines to Nigeria companies doing business with France, saying this had become essential in view of the increasing volume of business between the two countries. Sarkozy also guaranteed extra French direct investment in Nigeria, particularly in the area of power generation, which Jonathan has recognized as being very fundamental to Nigeria's development. Meanwhile, Sarkozy used the opportunity of the talks to congratulate Jonathan on his recent assumption of office. He also said he looked forward to visiting Nigeria next year. And that's our take on News Beats today. I'm Christine. Thanks for watching.